Hello and welcome to, I don't actually know what episode this is of Rambling Road.
I think.
Seven. Episode 7. As always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Jacob.
Hello.
Joe.
Oui, it's me.
Our boy Craig. But he's a bit shy.
He's shy.
Yeah.
And then today we have a very special guest. The one, the only, Paul.
Hello.
There he is.
What a wonderful intro.
Yeah.
Right, just going to stop you right there. Before we start this episode, here's a word from another great podcast who's helping us out and we think you will really enjoy. The Satin Studs podcast is a banter-driven look at the latest happenings in the worlds of movies, TV and video games. Hosts Peter, Jake and Kurt keep you informed and entertained with reviews, box office analysis, trailer roundups and lots of jokes to help it all go down smoothly. Check out the Satin Studs podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts, and visit satinstuds.com for even more entertaining content. That's the Satin Studs podcast and satinstuds.com. Once again, a big thank you for Satin Studs podcast for helping us out.
I'm too tired for this. I'm dying of COVID.
Do you want to talk about your COVID journey?
Oh, yeah.
Your experience? What would you rate it out of 5?
A 5, because I actually get internet now.
Oh, God.
So what happened?
Okay, so came home Friday. Can't access my uni email because Google is retarded and wouldn't let me go on it. So, Monday comes, hop on the train, go back, blindly walk into my accommodation, turn my computer on, check my emails. This student is isolating.
Oh, God.
I'm like, oh, my entire accommodation block's on lockdown. Well, I've not been here for 4 days. Mom, can you come get me? And now I'm in isolation at home. I got my computer back as well. Basically, the only reason I needed to go in my room was to get my computer. Sadly, that does mean when I inevitably go back to my accommodation, the fridge is going to be full of rotting ham.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, no.
That is
As long
not
as
a
the other
vibe.
flatmates would have got rid of it.
Jacob, I see you obviously have never been to a uni accommodation.
No,
Yeah.
people not touch each other's food.
No, you
No.
basically don't clean. Full stop.
Oh, fair enough.
Most of the other people in my flat they'll leave it for another time and then we'll eventually clean it. I normally clean up after myself, but I'm not there at the minute. So
They just wait till it all decomposes.
basically they throw
Natural
it on the sink
cleaning.
and when it as the flies start getting to it and it slowly decomposes, they just scrape up the bones.
Oh, remember the old sixth form sink? That
Oh,
was
Yeah.
God.
No, it's that but
disgusting.
worse.
Oh,
At
God.
ours, we had stacks of plates and stuff.
At
Mm.
least mine's not that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't a vibe.
Guys, I thought this was a car podcast, Rambling Road.
No.
Okay,
Wait,
my
then
favorite
why is it
car,
called that?
Skyline R34.
Nice car. To answer your question, Paulvin, we were kind of just coming up with names, and we kind of wanted it to be a bit like Conversation Street in name, as in the Grand
So,
Tour bit when they decide.
So we
So we
ripped
knew it
off.
had to be road, and we
I
basically
chose
just ripped it
Ramble
off.
because I wanted to do Ramble On.
Yeah,
Why isn't it called Ramble On then? That'd
Because that's
been
what
way
it
because
takes.
cooler.
that's also already
And I'm
taken.
pretty sure it's a Led Zeppelin song.
Exactly, it would have been
Yes.
super dope.
Well, there's also a Ramble On podcast, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
There is.
That's a vibe.
So yeah, we are Ramble Road.
I mean,
And
on my Discord server, there is a voice chat for the podcast, and it's called Long Walk Street.
But we don't use that. We use
we don't use that one.
yeah,
I suppose, obviously, the big news this week. I suppose take it over to the expert, Joe.
right. Everybody listening at home, if you haven't heard already, EVH died of cancer. And for those of you who don't know who he is, Eddie Van Halen, one of the most influential guitarists of all time, similar in impact to the musical industry and the guitar world to Jimi Hendrix. Very, very sad times. He died at the age of 65 of complications from his throat cancer. And basically half my Instagram has just become EVH tributes for the last 2 days. So yeah, it's very sad.
What's everyone's favourite Van Halen song then? Because I only know the one. I only know Jump, and that's it.
I know two. I know Jump, and I know that he was on Beat It.
Oh yeah, he was the guitarist.
Yeah, he set it on fire.
He set the speaker on fire in the room.
And as me and Finley often discuss, Beat It has Toto on it, I think.
Yeah.
When
Did
they
you
were
know
such a
that Beat
musician.
It was Toto and Eddie Van Halen?
Yeah.
Well, now you do.
I don't know how much of the song he actually did. I think he only just did the solo.
Yeah, he just did the
Yeah.
solo.
Yeah.
He, like, set it on fire while he was doing it.
Yeah.
Set the amp on fire.
The speaker in the studio itself.
To which I think the production crew said, "Well, it must be pretty good then."
How do you end up doing that?
Wiring faults, large input
No,
outputs.
it was Eddie Van Halen's
Mythical
guitar
guitar solo.
spirit setting it on fire for added effect.
Fair enough.
Hey guys, what's the deal with Shrek 5? It's supposed to come out this year, but
everyone
I don't
is
know.
upset because the one person I watch on YouTube that decided that Shrek 4 is a masterpiece, Shun the Non-Believers, basically had a rant at the end of the video why are they making another one? Shrek 4 was a good ending.
I mean, we did have this discussion the other week, not on the podcast, but somewhere else, about the ranking of the
We
Shrek
can
films.
say it was at work.
Oh yeah, we was at work. We were discussing the rankings of the Shrek films, and I suppose most of the discussion came from which one's best, 1 or 2. Obviously, 3 is the worst. I think 2
3
is
is
the
the
best.
worst.
2 is the best.
Yeah, 2 is the best.
Joe?
I'd probably go 2.
Paulvin?
I would go with Shrek, the original one,
Why?
because it's the first one in it, because it's original and
Yeah,
yeah.
but the second one's just so much better.
Yeah.
It
Agreed.
builds on it.
I mean,
so well.
I haven't really
it's
seen it
it's like the first
since
one, but with more stuff, and it's just better.
I haven't
How
really
did we
seen
get
it in
this off
ages.
topic?
I don't know. Someone brought
Because
it up.
Pulvin.
Yeah, why did you bring up Shrek?
My name is Paul.
Yeah, you've
Oh,
changed
yes.
your name now. It's going to
That's
be
not my new
confusing.
name.
You shortened it.
I need to get used to calling you Paul.
Yeah.
This is
I
now my
suppose
name.
you can move on to the world of UK politics.
Woo!
I just thought this was interesting when I was searching the news this week. People are sort of going all up about Keir versus Corbyn because basically the government wanted to pass a motion. Keir said we should go against it, but Corbyn and some other Labour MPs went with it. So it was all this I suppose there's people not confident in their leaders and all this.
UK politics continuing to be a train wreck from day
Yeah.
one.
And then Labour lost some funding.
I can say it's a failure from day one because Rome tried, and then Rome gave up. So
United decides to cut Labour money by 10%, and they're their single biggest donor, and they've cut back by 10%
Jesus.
because they don't like Starmer.
If you think UK politics is a hellscape, then US politics is just what would you call it?
We
Shall we
tried
touch
talking
that?
about it.
A wasteland?
Well, there's the vice president debate. When's that happening? Was it happening?
It
I don't know.
happened yesterday, I think. I saw some people
Yeah, I
who
haven't
are
seen it.
very politically
only thing
charged on my Instagram
that-
talking about it.
Yeah, the only thing I've seen is the next debate's going to be virtual.
Will you just shut up, man?
They need to actually
Oh, Jesus.
do something that's not just them screaming at each other and actually like discuss
They
policies
need
and stuff
to
more.
they need to introduce a talking ball or a talking teddy bear or something.
They
Just
still wouldn't
point
go
it
with
out
that.
and then they can
Just
talk.
they just end up lobbing it at each other.
They
Get
should just
Sally
like a-
to complain at them.
They should just like strap some tape to their mouth when they're not talking, when it's like not their turn. Just
The
make
way
sure
I
they
know,
can't
like,
talk.
Or better, what if they, got one of those shocking, like those dog collars that, shock you?
That would
they
be
just have a cattle
amazing.
prod. Just every time they talk when they're not meant to, they just get tased.
No, what they should do is after like
Needs
each
to get Michael Reeves on it.
each
Yeah.
discussion point, have like an audience vote like who they think won, and whoever got like the lowest score gets shocked again as like punishment for losing.
Whoever
the
gets
round.
the lowest score gets slimed.
The problem is they're all so old that it could literally trigger a heart attack and they'll just die on stage.
Yeah, well, if
It
it's
just
like
turns off their
arguably
pacemaker.
that's like a good thing.
What if
Yeah.
you have like an assassination attempt by like the opposing party or something, where all it takes is to just like zap
They
the
get
other
someone to
opponent?
turn the voltage up next time they zap it.
I read somewhere that like Trump essentially performed like a live assassination attempt on Biden because he's got COVID, obviously. So
Jesus Christ.
Biden starts like talking over him, just goes over, coughs on him.
literally, it was like
over just
crazy what happened in the span of 1 week with US
Yeah.
politics.
It's crazy because he got COVID, and then he was
hardcore.
like, and then he was like back like 2 days afterwards, like, yeah, I am doing better than I have done for the past 20 years.
and then he like decided that he would stop all COVID treatment on like the country until the election happened or something dumb like that.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Why does everything in America have to be politicized? It's ridiculous.
Well, anyway, on to the next thing related to COVID.
I mean,
found-
wait. Before we move on, have you ever thought about opening up an OnlyFans?
I mean, to be fair, like,
It's a bit of a random question. What's
yeah,
what
it's
this one, like,
crossed
do
my
you want
mind,
to see
you
it?
know, but,
It's
like,
easy exposure, isn't it?
It's just what you want. You don't
That's
want
not the
us to have
type of
an OnlyFans.
exposure.
There's
I mean,
two
it
kinds
doesn't
of
even need
exposure.
to be you.
If you get what I mean,
I don't think that's the
God.
type of exposure he's looking for, Paul. Then
still exposure.
I just want to grow the podcast, not through selling our body. So
Hey,
I found
growth
this
is
thing,
growth.
and I thought it'd be interesting to hear Finley's view on it. Ukrainian church leader called COVID-19 God's punishment for same-sex marriage tests positive for the virus.
oh yeah, I saw that a while ago.
That's a
Yeah.
vibe.
It's so funny.
Plot twist: he's actually gay.
I just need to like elaborate on something here to like people that genuinely believe this. Divine command theory got shot down before it existed. Bloody, what was it, like Plato shot it down. And he was on about like the old Greek gods. Like
It's
this is
crazy to
before
think that, like, people believe it. It's like,
Catholicism exists. They've already got a counter argument to that like view on like ethics. Also, like the idea of like diseases being caused by like its acts of God, we kind of moved on from that after the Black Death. When the bubonic plague came back, and they like called it the bubonic plague because it's the same thing but different because of the name. Even then, they were moving on from that. Granted, it was still like a completely incorrect theory, but still.
I mean, there was also the whole incorrect theory around cholera, where they thought that it was just caused by bad smell, and they had to evacuate London at one point because they accidentally
they
flushed out the
closed
sewers.
it's crazy to think that people believe that like it's a punishment for people liking the same sex. It's just like how do some people are stupid.
I have my like preferences. If you have a problem with that, fight me. I'll crack out the grenade. Probably not allowed to say that. It's
Probably
a fake
not,
one.
but
Don't ban
It's
us,
fine.
please. Please don't cancel me.
Do you guys think you'll ever get cancelled, or
I
No,
hope
it's
not.
inevitable.
Depends. If you
have
get
an
public,
actual one,
if you breathe, you get cancelled?
pretty much.
you only get cancelled if you're a high enough public figure. I've never really
Yeah, we're
thought that
not.
I would become. The podcast isn't popular enough at the moment for us to be cancelled.
I mean,
No.
Yeah, come on, Jacob, get on that
First Lord of
OnlyFans.
the Admiralty.
Oh,
Jacob, it
Imagine
doesn't
it-
even need to be you. It could be like a virtual version of you.
Oh, what was
Right.
it called?
Project Melody.
That's the thing that you're on about, yeah.
Yeah,
God, do you
Melody.
remember the shit show surrounding that?
Funny as shit.
Like some woman wore like full motion capture like stuff or like
Not
VR
did.
motion.
Does it's still a
Like,
thing?
oh, it's still a thing. I
Yeah, you can. Follow
thought it
her
had
on
died
TikTok.
after like everyone like all the sex workers were massively outraged about it because she's not putting her actual body out there. She can make it look however she wants. It's not fair on us, and all that sort of stuff. That was like a massive kickback. I remember hearing from I think YouTuber The Right Opinion.
I
He
don't know.
does
yeah,
he does
yeah.
like video essays on stuff.
They're always dead long though. That's why I just don't have time
Yeah.
for it. I
Oh,
don't
he
have
did
time.
one on
They
Club
released
Penguin,
one the other week
just
that was
over
like
an hour.
4 hours.
Yeah, but the one on Club Penguin was like an hour. That's not too bad.
Yeah. What a game.
Oh, it wasn't just Club Penguin. It was the fucking aftermath of them closing Club Penguin because of all the fucking private servers going just weird.
Well, then they someone tried to revive it, but it turned out the guy that ran it was like a
Oh, yeah.
nonce, so he got shut down.
Yeah.
But
Didn't
speaking
that
of
happen with like Habbo Hotel as well though? Like that got shut down because of like paedophilia and like full force like fascism or something.
Habbo Hotel went down because they got rid of gambling in the game. So people used to run the casinos and stuff, and then they got rid of that, and then it just sort of tanked a bit. Speaking of controversies, Poundland, Poundland is a bit under fire by the paranormal community for selling Ouija boards for £1. As it says
Imagine.
here,
Imagine being on this plane and still getting mad over a quid, you know?
well, imagine
I mean,
getting
if
mad
I'm
over
like a
something that
ghost
doesn't
and I'm like
exist.
speaking through a Ouija board and I found out it's worth £1, I'm gonna punt the person that bought the thing.
But it says here, that's this like investigator was gobsmacked that such an item was on the shelves, claiming it can release deadly demons if not handled by trained mediums. And then it says here, Ouija boards are most certainly not a toy and should not be available for kids to buy in pound shops. It's so stupid.
Should we go buy one? Well,
Yes.
actually, can you go buy
Oh,
one for
God.
me and like post
Guys,
it?
next podcast we're gonna do a summoning of the £1 Poundland
We are
ghost.
not doing
At
the
3
summoning.
a.m. in the morning.
Oh God!
Jesus. That fucking trend died.
Well,
I
he
mean-
died with J Station after he did the whole thing by claiming his girlfriend died
Wait, the fuck?
when she hadn't.
How do you not know this, Joe? It was like
How did I not
ages
know
ago.
this?
Yeah, but I didn't really follow those 3 a.m. dumb shit trends.
Well, basically, he claimed that his girlfriend died in a car crash, and that like people should all go subscribe to their main channel to get it to, like 1 million. No, their like joint channel to get to like 1 million subscribers or something. And then like he did like Ouija board videos trying to summon her, and then yeah, it all got blown out of proportion. It was,
And
he
she
was a
wasn't
prick
actually
anyway.
dead.
Yeah, she wasn't
And,
dead.
Her parents, like, actually for a while thought she was, so she had to like phone her parents.
But
Like,
I mean, J Station's always had controversy. Like, late 2018, he got done for trying to summon Black Santa with KFC. Like,
Imagine-
he's been
imagine-
done so much shit.
Imagine dying and then, having a 3 a.m. video made.
Literally, like, the day they
About
died,
you.
like, right, I'm making
isn't
it.
that like the argument Pyro made though? Like he says like that exact thing. Like imagine dying, like one of your family members die, and then the next like day you see this shit on YouTube.
Yeah, because then you get, like, that guy who does, like, before they were gone. Like, he just
Yeah,
springs
here.
on it, like, the day that people die. Yeah, it's disgusting. And then, like, it's happened when Kobe died. People making, like, texting him to see if he's still alive and, like, getting a response. It's like, it's just terrible. It's just like, how desperate must you be? Is that what we've got to do to get the podcast?
Clout
No, no.
chase.
We should.
We're not that. We're not
Guys,
that
Ghost
I'm gonna
chase.
off myself, and then you can do a 3
And then
a.m.
we'll
challenge
summon
trying
you.
to get me.
But pretend that you did, and then we can actually have you join the Discord as like a ghost.
Yeah, because Ghost can use Discord for that.
Yeah, we
like,
could get the one-pound Ouija board and then try and summon Finley.
Yeah. No, here's the thing, right? If ghosts, right, when they go on these like ghost hunter things and like ghosts are like knocking on doors and stuff, why can't they just give them like a keyboard and get them to like type it out?
because generally the ghosts are.
No, it's because they're not real.
Yeah, I know, but in theory, the ghosts are malicious spirits who want
Well,
to.
because not all of them are meant to be, are they?
I don't know.
I mean, guys, if you were going to haunt someone, why would you haunt someone? You know,
just
what,
because.
what reason?
Yeah, but I would like haunt like Joe just to annoy him and stuff.
I mean, actually, no, because there was a like plane crash, and then like parts of that plane got put in another one, and then like crews were saying that they could see like the pilots from the other one like warning them of stuff.
Mm.
I mean,
Honestly,
imagine
the thing is with these stories is like you never know how true they are. Like someone could have just made it up.
I mean, if you
Someone could have been
think
on
that
LSD.
ghosts are real, you're more likely to see one. That's just how like stuff
I
works.
mean, like, imagine if you're a ghost, right? Your entire existence is basically haunting someone's like basement or attic or something. Seriously, like
Yeah.
you're a ghost, you can go anywhere. You can't
No,
die.
just sit in his attic.
But like, I would
Yeah.
just, if I was a ghost, I would actually just go around annoying people. Like, could you imagine if like Joe's trying to do his work and I just like knock his computer off the desk?
No, you like
Wow.
plug in another keyboard and just start typing
typing.
stuff.
Or just like stop
Like-
moving his mouse, just like
Yeah, move his
closing like tabs. He's, like, trying to
Imagine
do
just
his
like
work.
trolling someone so hard, like you could like literally make someone turn insane because like you're just haunting them and
But
them
just
only.
by being irritating.
Like, could you imagine like Joe's like finally written out his entire like coursework for like his final like part of his exam of uni, and like just as he's about to like save it, he just like closed a Word document.
This sounds like a sketch.
Honestly,
Oh,
I would
I don't-
fucking. I don't care if you're a fucking ghost. I am ripping you a new one if you do that.
Yeah, but Joe, they're already dead.
I'm already dead. You can't do that.
I don't care. If
He'll
he's
find a
dead.
way.
It just comes
I
in
will
with a
find a
vacuum
fucking
cleaner, like
way.
hoovers you up like
You can't
Ouija.
die twice.
That's what you think.
What if you get the one-pound Ouija board and you resurrect them using it and then kill them, so that
What you
Yeah,
really think
they're a
you can
ghost
do that
again.
with a £1 Ouija board? You have to get like a professional one from like I don't
Yeah,
know,
with
Apple
Waitrose
Ouija
or something.
board.
You have to get out the Marks and Spencer's version.
Sainsbury's Taste the Difference Ouija board.
Oh Jesus! Oh fuck!
Could you imagine that? Just like doing your weekly shop around Tesco's. You know, you pick up your Ouija board,
And then there's
your milk,
just a Tesco extra special Ouija board.
Ouija board.
Do you get like the
Tesco
Christmas
finest.
It's part. They put it as part of the meal deal.
cranberry flavored Ouija boards?
Oh, especially around Christmas. Get one.
Yeah.
You can summon
Every
Santa.
little helps.
Oh god!
Oh,
Well, I don't like these big corporations just hire ghosts to do everything, then they don't have to worry about like
Exactly.
health
Could you
and
imagine,
safety.
right?
What? How would you
If-
hire a ghost? A ghost doesn't want any money. They're dead. They can't
So-
buy anything.
No, but here's
No,
the
you
thing, right?
kill the money to give it them.
No, because if you think about it, right? You know these people that say they can like talk to ghosts and stuff.
Yeah,
If they can really
bullshit
do
mediums.
that, yeah. Why don't the police force just hire them? Every murder would be solved in like a day. Because you can just go up to the medium and go, right, can you speak to the ghost, tell him who killed him? And they'll go, yeah, it was this person. Here's the evidence. But no, because they can't, because they just lie. It's all made up.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that like people pay them to like speak to their like dead relatives and they just get away with it.
It's
No,
really
no,
smart how they do it.
in Stafford.
Have you seen the Jackmate video on it? He made a fake dead man and tried to get the psychics to talk to her, but she wasn't real.
I think
It
how
was
they do it is
amazing.
they base it off some sort of like vague detail that could apply
Yeah.
to any person.
Yeah, that's why
So,
they often
yeah.
see
Yeah.
them do these like live shows where they can just say like one random word and then someone will go, "Oh, that's
"Oh,
me."
I'm sensing a person in this room. Ooh, who could this
And they choose
person be?"
like the most like common names, like there's someone in there called there's someone in there called John Smith. And there's probably going to be like 10 of them in the room. It's like one of the most common names ever.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just want to point out, the like gunpowder like plot failed because they booked a hotel under the name John Johnson.
I wish a ghost would haunt me, because at least then I wouldn't be alone.
Oh,
Like,
that's just depressing.
Big
Pulvin.
Titty Ghost GF. The dream.
Oh god.
Now moving on to one of my favourite things I read this week. Prison staff in Oklahoma face charges after using Baby Shark song to torture inmates.
I mean, I suffer that every time I try to put soap out because we
Oh
sell
my god,
Baby
why do we have
Shark
soap that sings Baby Shark?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like it
Yeah.
plays it if you like press the lid down. So if you like even like knock the lid slightly, it just starts playing it.
So you can like, as you put something else next to them, you like hit all of them, so you get it like playing like 6 times, just slightly out of sync.
Fucking stereo.
But here's what the article says about the thing. It says that this happened involving 5 inmates. He would place them in a room and handcuff them against a wall and force them to stand for as long as 2 hours whilst playing Baby Shark on repeat.
That's not the only Baby Shark headline in this week. Someone turned an actual shark into a bong
Wait, what?
and ripped
Bomb
a fat one.
Shark.
That just sounds like some James Bond shit, man.
I'm not joking. This actually happened.
Wait,
Bomb Shark
tell
or
us the
Bong
full
Shark?
story.
Bong.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
Bong.
Weed Shark.
Oh, I was going to say Bomb Shark. 'Cause that does sound like a James Bond type. That's literally fucking, what's his name? Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. Sharks with lasers on them. I can't do it.
I've just seen the picture. That is mad.
I'm gonna have to search this now. Oh, if you posted it.
He's posted it in the chat, yeah.
In general.
I mean, this is so cruel. I don't know why you would do this to a shark. I mean, like, sharks are quite endangered in some areas. It's just unnecessary.
Yeah. Modern news.
Jesus.
This is very current. Wait, when was this? Oh, like Feb last year. It's not as current. I thought it was going to be like something
How did you
recent.
like find that out recently? It's from like a year ago.
I don't know. I just found it. I just sort of remembered it from a while back.
So yeah, what was our thoughts on a baby shark being used to torture people? Because I sort of saw the comedic side of it until I realised, it was like, it is a bit cruel, but then I mean, like, it's Baby Shark. Like, even listening to it once is annoying.
Listening to it for 2 hours.
Fucking hell! I don't care how tied down I am. I'd probably just fucking try and cut my wrists off to just
bash your
get
head
away.
off the wall.
Exactly. You
Have
just
you guys seen like Minefield? They did this one special episode where like Michael goes on like an adventure trying to figure out what's the scariest thing, and like the scariest thing apparently is being waterboarded because you have the fear of being
I have
suffocated.
no idea what you're on about.
Just saying, if you want to torture someone effectively, just waterboard them.
Or you could just lock
Yes,
them in a
but that's
white room.
ever so slightly fucking illegal.
I mean, it's only illegal if they find out, If you do it hard enough, then they just won't tell anyone.
And then you've got the one where they drop, like, just a little bit of water on your head.
Oh, Chinese.
Yeah, they also did that on the episode.
I don't know how that's... I kind of want to try it. Because I just want to see, like, what's so bad about it. It's like a bit of water dropping on your head.
It's worse when it's random, because you can't predict it. If you can sort of predict when it falls, you can sort of, like, meditate.
Yeah. What's the other one? Being stuck watching one man drown whilst you're starved, whilst you're parched. That's I think that's just a saying, but
why has this just gone on to a topic of what our favourite torture techniques are?
Because fucking Pulvin's dragging us off topic, which is fine.
Oh, if we're going on that, then that's the breaking wheel.
Yeah. Oh. Do you know the one that terrifies me the most? It's in a Saw film, I know that, where you get put into a like massive like metal bull, and they basically just get set on fire and you get
Brazen
cooked.
Ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy that designed that shoe it to, I think, the Emperor at the time, and the Emperor was so like disgusted by it, he threw the guy into it and started it.
Oh god! But like
Jesus.
doesn't it like the way
It
that it's
makes the
designed?
noise, yeah.
But also another one I don't like is the rat in the bucket. Where they
Oh,
put a rat in a bucket against you and then heat the bucket so the rat eats through you to escape.
yeah.
Do you know that's in Fast and Furious 2?
Sounds like a nice
No.
weekend.
There's a scene where someone does that in Fast and Furious 2.
Jesus.
That movie series, the way it changed is just unbelievable. Like, it went from street racing in the first one to just now in, like, Hobbs and Shaw, there's, like, people with cybernetic, like, implants and, like,
I've
new
never
spines,
seen
and they can just,
one
like,
of
bend
them.
in half. I mean, five's actually alright.
Who are they for? Is what I don't get.
Anyone, really.
Fast and Furious.
GTA fans.
It's the most successful cinematic universe.
Bruh.
What, not even-
genuinely
What, over
is.
Marvel?
Yeah, because how many of them are there?
There's 8 plus
9.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah,
So in terms of like actual money to films, I suppose, yeah.
yeah, it's kind
That's
of
ridiculous, though.
I mean, it's
Also,
probably
I'm
because
pretty
they got
get,
like a good cast.
consistently the same views as well, and like the same like
Yeah.
what's it called, like reviews.
There's never been like a drop off. I don't think really. It's just sort of like the same each time.
Yeah,
Like they're not really like movies you don't go into going, oh, this is going to be like amazing, but you go in just like for like 2 hours of nonsense.
you go in to watch like a car like drift a bank safe.
I mean, number 8 has like an amazing scene where Statham has to like protect a baby in an aeroplane,
Yeah,
and he's just killing all these people. That's brilliant. But yeah, Hobbs and
Just
Shaw
right.
was shit.
I'm just
in
gonna
my
say
opinion.
the boys with the laser baby in the first season.
because
They do that in Incredibles too.
I think the whale scene is better in The Boys. It's just so over
When
the
they
top
crash
and
through it.
unnecessary. Yeah.
I've not
mean,
seen
it's the-
season 2 yet.
Yeah, it's the season 2 finale tomorrow. Well, we're recording this on a Thursday,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so it should
I
be
showed
out by the
my,
time this comes
I
out.
showed my brother that scene and he was really mad because he loves animals. So
Yeah, but
shouldn't have
surely
shown
he
that.
knows it's not a real animal.
He's still mad.
I love how much the Deep has changed from the comics to the show. Because in,
I
the
mean,
comics,
he
he's just
does
a
nothing.
like buff guy.
Yeah,
like-
but his costume in the comics is so funny. He's got the big, massive helmet on.
No, they take the piss out of him because he walks out like a river with like a condom stuck to his head.
But the TV show differs so much from the comics, though.
Yeah, I mean, characters, the
I
story.
think they've done
Yeah.
a lot because I was like watching some videos
Frenchie's
about the
apparently
comics.
like a better written character now.
Yeah, like a
Mm.
lot of the characters have got more sort of stuff to them. Like the Deep and A-Train don't really do much in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My favorite thing about the whole show is everyone when they wanted to do a TV version, have Huey played by Simon Pegg because he literally looks like him, but they just made him to play his dad instead.
What character do you want to die in that series?
Oh, I don't want any of them to die.
What about Stormfront?
Oh yeah, her
I mean,
Homelander can
if
die,
it's
but like none of
anything
like the
like
good people.
the comic, that's going to be a very satisfying scene. Also,
Yes,
incredibly
exactly.
violent.
Finley, she is a Nazi.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Apparently, they changed her like gender because they wanted her to be like the anti-Homelander
Well, they also
because she's like not
also her
scared of him.
having also her being the
If
opposite
she's-
gender works for what they did with her and Homelander.
If she's the anti-Homelander, does that make her good?
No,
No. It's not
I mean-
a case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, but
It's a
what,
case of
what I
They-
think the show does well is no one is truly good in it. Everyone's like,
yeah. Everyone has some fucked up
Yeah.
thing.
everyone has their own motives. Like, yes, Homelander is a bad character, but at the end of the day, it's not really his fault. I mean, he was brought up just in like a lab. It's like even him, he's not really like bad because he is bad.
He's more bad.
But that's what I
because
think is
of-
really good about the show, as well as like
Yeah.
everything else. It
I
has.
guess you can make a case for the fact that, yeah, sure, he had a pretty terrible upbringing, but it's his choice whether he does those things.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there's some like reason behind it.
Joey D, I heard some disagreements. Would you like
No,
to elaborate?
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that there's that it's the psychological factor of the way that he was brought up. It kind of that with the way that you're brought up, if you're brought up in a certain environment, it is going to have an effect on your life.
It's like
And-
the whole like, is it made or are you born? Like
Yeah.
serial killers being born and made and all this stuff. I don't know how we got onto this.
To some
One of these
degree,
other podcasts.
to some degree, it
Jacob.
will be that they are made, but there will also be some degrees of being
Yeah.
born with it as well.
Ramble Road
Depends on the
podcast
person.
that answers questions that don't need to be answered.
Mm.
Yeah,
we can define this as like
discussion.
a normal discussion podcast, a bit of news, and sometimes philosophical and psychological debates.
Jacob, is Butcher the good guy?
He's sort of, but like his reasons are sort of like rooted in him being a good guy, but then like the way he goes about things.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like in the show, like people like him are like complex characters. It's really hard to sort of like define.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone's sort of like, it's not
there's,
black and white, everyone's like grey.
There's listening spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't
spoilers.
watched it, but I know like the end.
I mean,
of
we
it,
haven't
so-
really spoiled season 2, but we spoiled like season 1, but that's been out for like a year.
So
Um,
far, I don't think many main characters have died in season 2, which I'm kind of just.
Don't
bummed
spoil
about.
it for me. I still haven't watched it.
I'm hoping out.
Yeah, but
I'm
no main
hoping.
characters died in season 1.
Well,
What's his name? The invisible bloke.
Oh yeah.
Translucent
yeah.
got like killed,
Translucent.
like brutally.
Yeah, that's about
it.
That's like the best parts of the show is when like someone just gets brutally like murdered and they deserve it.
Yeah, it's
But
what-
then
And-
I didn't, no, the thing
and,
is I disagree with that because I
okay.
don't think Translucent really deserved it compared to everyone else. He's like,
yeah.
he seemed like the most alright one there.
The weirdest part
Uh,
is A-Train is still alive, even though Huey should have just straight up just killed him. You know,
Oh yeah.
he's just
you
completely
seen
forgotten his
how-
motivation.
When Robin dies in the comics, it's so much different, and like I'm glad they changed it for the show because the version of the show is so much better. Like in the comics, you just sort of get smacked into a wall. I think
Whereas in the show, it's
in the
literally
show she just gets
mulched.
run through.
She gets. It's just literally. I love the fact that what's the song? Soul Way
Cranberry
Firth
Juice.
by Slipknot. They use scenes from the first season of The Boys because I think they kind of, I'm not sure whether they paired up with Amazon for that one or something. I don't know.
Maybe if they're using it.
Yeah, but they did literally just use scenes from it in their music video, including like at the very start, it's literally just the scene where Robin gets just like
mulched.
And then the bit
Yeah.
when like he looks down, he's just holding like the hands. That's all
Yeah,
that's left. Like it's amazing. It's like
That's
one of the best
fucks,
starts to
man.
the show ever.
Is 9/11 in the show? I feel like 9/11 is in the show.
No. They replace it with like a different plane crash.
Oh,
The
That
flight.
scene was
I think
actually
was it-
like
yeah.
terrifying.
Is it flight? I want to say
Mm.
I can't remember the number of it, but they do something different than 9/11.
Absolutely horrific.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like the main sort of like part of
That kind of hooked me
season
into the
1.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's in the comic. Like that is 9/11, and they use it to blackmail them.
yeah.
Then they have the ceasefire after that. Then
Oh, the bit where
Lamplighter
they
does
kill
his thing.
everyone and
Yeah, they mulch
and
like
the
army
military
battalion.
base, yeah, and then paint all the walls and everything red.
Yeah,
with
just
the
to prove
blood,
that they
yeah.
can.
Mm.
Then Lamplighter does his thing, which is
Oh,
like
yeah.
what disbands them. And I'm allowed to say this because it's not even like the show.
show.
Oh, he becomes a
It's
zombie.
before it. Yeah, he becomes a zombie.
I think there are a lot of interesting themes in the show. Like, for example, like how like the media can sort of just manipulate the masses, essentially.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Public
crazy.
perception is heavily influenced by modern media.
And also something. Oh wait, I've forgotten. Come back to me in a bit.
I mean, all modern media even has some form of political leaning, whether you realize it or not. There is, I mean, even the BBC, they try and be neutral, but there is going to be, they always end up leaning one way
Oh,
or
yeah.
the other, and they because they're trying to stay central in it, they lean one way and then they go like, fuck, go back, and just like keep swinging like a pendulum.
As
So
my
sometimes they're
history
neutral.
lecturer says, everyone is biased. It's just important that you acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Don't like act like you're not. You are. It's just fact. That's how
Oh, yeah.
people work.
Yeah.
Oh, something I found interesting about Lamplighter in the show is that he's played by the same guy that played Iceman in X-Men.
That is definitely a fucking in-joke that they did.
It's
It's like
deliberately.
Because
Pokemon
obviously, like,
evolution.
he's basically like a B-Tech Pyro. Lamplighter is like to a point where he's
They are
even
in
got
fact the
the
same
Zippo lighter.
character.
They're
They have
literally
the
the
same
same thing.
abilities.
Yeah. It was quite funny when they just start taking a mick out of his stupid lamp. I mean, in the comics, it's just literally a stick on fire.
Yeah. Although in the comics, like, the outfits are really weird because they're, like, drawn to, like, the old, like, Marvel, like, style of, like, the really vibrant ones.
Like, Lamplighter's costume is just like...
Yeah, it's just, like,
what it's
blue
in the
and
show.
yellow.
Yeah.
Whereas in the
Yeah.
show, it's, like, hooded and, like, more modern-looking, like, hero, whereas in that, he looks like he's from the 60s.
My favourite thing in the whole show was Love Sausage.
In the comic,
How
he's
he just stretches
completely
his penis.
different.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's
in the
just-
comic,
that's
he's
the
just a
only
big
thing
Russian
that
guy.
stretches. It's so dull.
I'm allowed to say this because it's in the comic, and like looking at the series and how they like used him, he's completely different. In the comic, he's a big Russian guy, and Butcher kills him with a rocket launcher.
I mean, he didn't deserve to die. It's just that Butcher wanted to kill every superhero.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason that he dies, though. Like, he's just a guy. Like at that point, he's like old. He don't care. He's just trying to like live.
Maybe we can talk about season 2 next week if you all watch it.
I can't.
Yeah, we can do a review.
What do you mean you
I
can't
will
watch
try.
it?
I might be able to. I'll see what I can do.
Because obviously we're students, you can get 6 months of Amazon Prime for free.
Oh yeah, and then you get it at
Yeah,
like
the more you know.
50% discount, don't you, or something?
I think it's like £3.99 a month from then on, instead of like
Yeah.
£12.
Oh, that's a
That's
vibe.
decent.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I've used it to like order my new books.
I need to.
I've ordered 4 books. Just that's going to last me until January before we start the new modules, and it already cost me £200.
Our history lecturer said, "Don't buy any books because, like, my history teacher told me to buy books, and I used them once and never used them again." What's our next topic, anyway? I'm busy looking at the SCP Foundation.
I'm looking for our notes. Our notes are so stupid. Like, they are so bad.
Joe, while we're like looking at the notes, what's your favourite SCP?
I don't really look at SCP, so I have no idea and no information on this subject.
The only one I
Like a
know
peanut?
is it was from the meme. It's the one where if you close your eyes, he comes and snaps your neck, and it's just
Yeah, it's
that
Peanut.
song, and it just says, "But if you close your eyes," and you just hear a neck snap.
Yeah, that in what is it, SCP Secret Lab, the game, you can like play as the SCPs, and it's really irritating because one of them you have to look at, otherwise you die. The other one, if you look at it, you die. It's bloody Peanut and Shy Guy. Everyone calls him Peanut because he looks like a peanut.
I think that's everything.
Oh,
Unless
is that
anyone's
the
got anything
ending
else to
of
say.
Peanut? Okay.
Unless,
I think-
I suppose Paul, we
Why-
haven't spoken about your uni. If you want to talk about that, your
My name
uni
is Paul.
experience. Oh, yeah, sorry.
My
Paul.
name is Big P, and I go to uni to learn things. That's
Same.
about it.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah,
Care to elaborate?
I designed a website today. It was
Nice.
So do you want to specify what you're doing?
It was a pretty ghetto website.
What course are you on?
Cybersecurity.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So I suppose one question: why are you changing your name?
Because guess what? I hate my name. I hate everyone that refers to me as Paul Vin. It's the dumbest name I've ever heard. Okay.
It is going to be hard because we've been calling you that for like 5 years.
Guess what? It's much easier if people refer to me as Paul. People on my
Yes,
uni
but
course
it's-
refer to me as Paul. It's so much easier.
But the problem is, we've been calling you Paul Vin for so long.
Yeah,
Because-
but here's the thing though. I had some online classes today, and you hear the weirdest pronunciations of like your name.
Yeah.
You got
I
pal
remember.
Vin. Like I'm not your pal, man. Jeez.
I just remember like people in there were some people with names that every time you had a supply teacher, you just knew that person's going to have their name said wrong, that person's going to have their name said wrong, that person's going to have their name said wrong, that person might have their name said wrong, and even
Do
then
you
there was
guys-
still
Jacob, do you remember? Do you remember that one supply that just like left like our lesson crying?
Yeah.
I don't remember one leaving crying. I just remember one like storming out like 4 seconds into it.
Yeah, no,
then we got,
we
like,
managed to get one to cry
longer.
because she pronounced someone's name wrong, and that person started having to go at her.
Yeah, it was me.
No, it wasn't
was my
you.
name.
No, was it? No. It was
like how you're genuinely confused. You're like, wait, it could be.
wait, are we on about the same time? Because I feel like it's happened multiple times. I'm on about there's like some like year 9 RE lesson.
Gotta love our school,
And that's what I'm thinking about, where someone pronounced the girl's name wrong and she kicked off at them, and then they kicked off back. And
I think they should rename that school as Supply Trauma Center.
No, that's just every
Some people were
school.
so brutal to supplies.
If you're a supply teacher, as a former member of a school, I owe you an apology for your choice
Yeah,
in job
we
because
They
you
get
were-
paid a lot though.
bullied.
We were horrible kids.
They do get paid a lot though. Well, the ones I've spoken to.
I don't think you even need any experience. It's just like babysitting, but like a class.
Yeah, so it's like
babysitting,
babysitting, but with like
constant
more
abuse.
idiots.
Yeah, but like I feel like the only ones that got respect was like the permanent supply teachers we had. Do you know the ones that would just like rock up to random lessons?
Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Chris
Chris
you
was
had,
a legend.
what was that guy for like year 9 and year 10? We used to have him for English loads. He was good.
What, Mr. Guy? I'm sure that's his
No.
actual name. We had a supply teacher called Mr.
We
Guy.
had loads. We had loads.
Jacob,
Yeah.
what about that guy that looked like you?
Oh, in
God.
Pictures of Shrek.
Yeah, computer teacher.
Pictures of
He got
Shrek.
mad because people were looking at Shrek. And then whenever we do PowerPoints, we would put the little guy from The Incredibles in it because he sort of looked like him.
Oh man.
Yeah, we got stuff done.
Wasn't
Jacob,
that amazing
read the thing
teacher we
about
had
your
that showed us how to hack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
He was
yeah.
You know,
great.
that-
He got he got his mate to do a website for him so that he could hack it,
He
and
could-
like
yeah.
he got
if it weren't
to the
for
point
that
where
guy,
he said,
I wouldn't be.
if I hit the enter button at this point,
Yeah.
he was just like, if I hit the enter point at this button,
The what?
enter button at this point.
Lovely
I'm-
Joe
English
is
there.
dead.
I'm fucking-
Joe is dead.
I'm not dead. I am not dead. I have not been drinking yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
Keyword yet,
It's
exactly.
his nightly.
Yes, positive
occurrence.
fucking mindset. I started drinking an hour ago yesterday.
Oh God, Joe.
He's drinking because of this podcast. Too
Yeah.
stressful.
Yes.
I mean, this
not
podcast is
that
like the most
bad.
least stressful thing for Joe and Finley.
Do you know?
Literally
Anyways,
rock up and talk, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of that teacher, I'm just doing the course that I'm currently doing. Because, like, it always kind of stuck with me. Because he was a
Mm.
great teacher.
That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
it's like, so you get good teachers, and then some other teachers are so like down the road, and they just teach a lesson, and that's it. And
Shout
they're
out
just like,
to our English teacher. You know the one.
God.
The one that
Yes.
was literally down the road for 40 minutes of one of our lessons. Right.
Wait, what?
The one that showed up half an hour late with a box of samosas.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh,
if you're going to
oh.
show up late, at least give me some food.
I mean, when it
I
just
like-
like taught us all the wrong texts, and then we had to learn inspector calls in like a month.
Do you remember
I like
a
that.
week before the exam we found out we had a literature one?
Oh yeah, those are fun.
I like
Remember when
how,
he just like disappeared for like 2 months.
Do you remember the one time where he just didn't come in one day because he was so drunk that he just like
He fell down the stairs. He fell down the stairs on the way to his wine cellar. So he didn't come in because he hated it.
Jesus.
What about the labor story? You know.
Oh, when it was what was it? The
general election, like 2017,
what year was it?
2017.
And he went, "Oh, if Labour win, I'm not going to come in tomorrow because I'm going to be down at Downing Street waving the red flag." All right, cheers, sir. Thank you for your commitment to our
education.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did not have him as a teacher.
Oh God!
From just based on what you're saying.
But then I sort of also felt bad for him because our head teacher at the time went up to him after like he was talking to some kid outside of the classroom about something, and the head teacher went to him, "We're so glad to have you here. Your lower class background is really helping like some of the other children."
Seriously?
Yeah.
Fucking hell!
It actually is. Oh, our school is so weird.
Even weirder is like he DM'd you, like he DM'd Jacob stuff about Shrek.
Yeah, we had a little discussion about
Shrek. He also DM'd our mate Bean as well.
Yeah, watch your Joe.
Shout out to Bean.
Yeah, that's because we were like his favourite class, and we just talked to him all the time.
Yeah.
Because I messaged him about like something to do with English. I don't know why. I think it's just as a joke. Yeah, we had a conversation.
Do you still have the message? Could you? Could you read it out? Read it out.
I'm gonna have to
Reading out those private messages.
Private DMs.
Private DMs.
You literally slid into your DMs. It's like weird.
I sort of,
No, you slid into his DMs, didn't you? Or was
I can't remember. I slid into Adam Sandler's DMs to try and get him on the pod. He still hasn't replied. I sent it on the 29th of July. I'm still waiting.
Adam Sandler.
Could you imagine? It would be like the greatest day of my life. I need to watch his.
People would actually watch the podcast.
Yeah, haven't they? But they've announced a couple of Netflix films with him in it, haven't they?
Yeah.
Woo, Adam.
And they look like at least semi-serious.
Yeah. I mean, I love that they got Nick Cage to be the captain of the Indianapolis in the film that they made about that. For those of you unaware, the Indianapolis is like the shit that like went down, and then loads of sharks were around it, and they lost like half the crew to shark attacks.
I just got back, finally found the messages, and our last conversation was about Mr. Bean.
Oh God.
And then he found the stuff to do with Shrek. Okay, here we go.
It's beautiful.
When a writer uses allusion, for instance, he is appealing to our common history or common experience, i.e. pathos. Like, if we were given a character in class to Shrek, we would think about a big, friendly giant that is a bit grumpy and cumbersome, but he is kind and strong. And everyone knows that because we've all experienced and seen and laughed Shrek. It's just that last line. We have all experienced and seen and laughed Shrek.
That reminds me of the common history meme. Because like he taught us about this common history thing, and like
it's not even real.
It's not even an actual thing. And like our teacher's like, "Well, what are you on about? What is this common history garbage?"
Oh, it's told because I sent him the trailer for Journey's End.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I still have that book.
How do you still have it?
I don't know. I forgot to give it back.
Another classic moment is
I just found one of my old. I messaged Rami Malek on the 31st of October 2018, just saying the word hi.
We messaged Jeremy Clarkson asking if he thinks the Fiat 500 is a good car.
I put thoughts on the Fiat 500, asking for a friend. He still hasn't replied. Maybe one day we'll get him on the pod.
Do you guys remember the "Call Me Ishmael" bit?
Cool.
He like throw the pen down.
It broke the pen.
I just found another thing because I messaged Facebook. Remember when I just got banned from Facebook for like a week?
Yeah.
For like no reason. It just logged me out one day and I was just banned for a whole week.
Too many people sliding into your DMs, you know.
Yeah, on Facebook, yeah.
What a stud.
Literally, Facebook was used by boomers, and that's it.
Alfred chat.
So yeah,
Jacob,
that's-
read the thing I put in chat.
what have you put in the chat?
In
I'm
January.
not reading that.
Okay, someone read it. Go on.
What does it even mean?
I will have a go at reading it. Dado's brain explosions not do your brain do make your brains have the blow explosion.
That is the name of SCP-5043.
God. So yeah, I suppose this is a good place to wrap it up. We have
Probably.
now got a YouTube channel,
Ooh, nice.
Ramble Road Podcast. Go
You get to look at a new logo.
subscribe. Yeah, we got a new logo. That's kind of cool. Designed by Paulvin. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulvin.
Paul.
My boy Paul.
Yeah. Obviously, follow the Twitter at road_ramble.
Maybe
What
I'll
else
put
is
more
there?
trains.
Guys,
Trying to
should we do a
Oh,
poll?
go leave a review on Apple. Go give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast.
Wait, what should we do a
Have to
poll?
list- Because
Oh,
if you
keep me
listen to
on.
this and not like gone, yes, this is a 5-star podcast, I don't know what else will convince you. So go over there, give us 5 stars,
Yeah.
follow the Twitter, go subscribe.
We need to
share.
do a poll. Do a
Go
poll
follow
on Twitter.
Jacob
We'll
Should
do
we
a
keep
poll.
Paulvin?
Do a poll to keep Paul
Keep
Paul.
Paul.
on.
Go
Yeah.
share it with everyone you can.
Follow Jacob's Onlyfans.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Right,
you'll never
it's
live
time
this
to
down.
end.
It's happening every
I-
episode. So I'm going to
I
advertise it.
don't have one.
Yet.
Alright.
What if
I'll
I
big
made an
word yes.
OnlyFans?
Yeah,
I
we,
mean,
there's-
if you
there's
want to
demand
make
for
an
that.
OnlyFans,
For
then
sure.
you can go do it. But I am not getting involved.
just start a chat about stream, Jacob.
What about a group OnlyFans? That'd be dope.
No. Right, let's just end this because it's not going to get any better. Thank you.
Gonna
Goodbye.
Bye, Craig.
Bye,
Bye.
Craig.
Bye, Craig.